It's a great honor, of course, to have her tomorrow in Belgrade, and it's a big chance for advocacy for the Human Rights House and to present the importance of the Special Rapporteur and the mechanisms that she can actually brought to us and that we can use. So I think that this whole consultation meeting and idea to bring her to be together with the lawyers from the region and from the Human Rights House, it's very, very good and very important. It is the first time, as far as we know, that we have this kind of consultation when the Special Rapporteur will be here. So it's a great advocacy tool, it's a great opportunity to use her as a mechanism for improving the judicial system in Serbia and of course in other countries together. Since I'm also a lawyer and I'm coming from the Belgrade Centre for Human Rights organization that is a part of the Human Rights House in Belgrade, it's very good to have this kind of conference and consultations where you can meet your colleagues from the region and from the Human Rights House to see their strategies, their ideas, the good practices, bad practices actually, what can you implement in your strategy, in your work, and of course to exchange actually or ideas that you have like a lawyer with your colleagues. So we do not have opportunity so many times to have these kind of big meetings with the colleagues from the region and from the Human Rights House. If you look the background of the Western Balkan countries and the problems that we have like with state authorities and development of the judiciary and the lawyers, then you can see the similarities. So from one point of view, we are on the beginning of the lawyer practices and the lawyer law, because it was very strange to us when it was the war in Yugoslavia, and then after the war each country built their own system, trying to build with the standards of the UN system and now with European standards. So for now, I think that we are all challenging actually finding these standards and implement them in the practice, especially we who are working in the practice, because it's very, very hard to push the standards by the state authorities. It's easy because you have it on the paper, but if you want to use them in the practice, it's not possible. So we are still we are moving in the same direction, challenging all the time the state authorities and trying to implement the standards, lawyer standards of course, and to protect the people who are our clients. I think that, of course, it has impact on the wider human rights, because in each case you are actually fighting for some human rights. Is it civil rights, political rights, economic, social, cultural rights? It all depends on the cases. So it's very important that a lawyer has a very good background about human rights violations and the human rights standards, and to implement that in the cases, because we are not all dealing with, how should I say, we are not all the lawyers from the human rights organization. We have the colleagues who are lawyers in the chambers who are not viewing this issue at the same point as we are. So I think that this consultation and other efforts that are coming from the civil society organization and trying to bring all the lawyers together and to put this human rights dimension in one place, it's very important, and that we need to do that all the time.